We'll be back from the break. You're still watching Smart Means Business, and it's 1 minute of the hour of 8 o'clock. Well, now as we continue to give you more details regarding business, you get to realize that as the day starts off, you need some motivation, you need some inspiration that may not come from, let's say, a loved one or a close person, but of course from a business kind of perspective, because you wake up to make some money and then you need something to gas you up. As we start off this hour, we kick it off with our business tip of the morning. Now the business tip says, don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can achieve. So as you start your day, think about it. Don't limit yourself because you can go as far as you can or as you believe, because that limit, if you are to limit yourself, it may not be easy for you. Try as much as you can to at least see a lot of potential in everything that you can achieve. That is according to what this tip says. Don't limit yourself. Go harder in believing that there is a lot you can achieve. Now, besides that, let's have our business quote of the morning. Bill Gates says that your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. And we couldn't agree less about that, that your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. These are the customers who have not seen the beauty about your business or the beauty about your service. So that means they are going to be on the critical side. So you will not live to make everyone happy, but at the end of the day, you'll have to realize you have to work hard to at least see that whatever they are complaining about is also sorted. Because sometimes, if, for example, the number of the unhappy customers outweighs the number of the happy ones, then you will know that your clients are not that happy with the kind of service or the kind of business you do. So your unhappy customers, your most unhappy customers, are your greatest source of learning. The word there is source of learning. Is where you learn whether your business has got people who love it or there are people who are just there to critique or criticize it. And that is what this particular quote is telling us. And besides that, we're heading into our social media trends. Now this time around, social media, the timeline has been having lots of discussions behind it, but pretty much a few of those rotating around business as the Nigerian elections continue to go through. Obviously, on the side of the timeline in Uganda, President Museveni has been one of those trending as well. And Sharon Love Nagawa at Love_Nagawa says President Museveni has urged Ugandans to stop confusing developments and wealth creation, saying that the latter is more important because it helps to solve the immediate needs of an individual in their home. So wealth creation is most important according to what President Museveni says. Then Paula Mirembe at Paula Mirembe 1 says China has fostered connections with Africa since the 1950s. I appreciate the Chinese Communist Party supporting the political struggle for Africa's development. Paula Mirembe quoting one of President Museveni's words. Then Salma Nachiriowa at Nachi Salma says President Museveni said that skilling centers like the one he was commissioning in Gulu were built for children to get skills such that they go back and start their own small factory or do it as a group or be employed to work in somebody's factory. Higgs Gold at Gold_Higgs quoting what President Museveni said, that utilize government programs to make money. And that's according to what President Museveni said, that every home Every homestead must learn to make money, and to do so with calculation. We have been sending money for Intandi Cooperation, Wealth Creation, Emioga, and recently we sent the Parish Development Model money. This is to help families learn how to make money by utilizing government programs. Namukwaya at Hadija Namukwa says President Museveni said that 6.5 billion barrels of oil are only 40% of the Mutanzige-Butunji Valley, saying that there is another 60% of that valley where we are going to look for more oil. That is another quote of what President Museveni has been saying for the past few days. Now, Rahman Nakans at Aranakan says President Museveni has encouraged Ugandans to stop conflating wealth creation with development, saying that the latter is more significant because it helps to meet a person's urgent needs in their home. Cash Living at Kashunji K says in just 1 year, President Museveni commissioned 6 industries, employing 1,000 Ugandans in Namamve. At Kaguta Museveni at ONC_NRM at Chief Muzukulu, among the people who are tagged. Now, you give fresh updates at You Give Fresh Updates 1. Ugandans today live healthier and longer lives. That is according to President Museveni. They are better educated. Children no longer die of preventable diseases and are attending school free of charge. Infrastructure has tremendously improved. The total tarmac roads increased. Thank you, President Museveni. That is according to what the You Give Fresh Updates has did tweet. All right, there you have it from social media trends. And now we're heading to our next business update this morning. And this particular one is rotating around online trading. And of course, looking deeper in understanding the factors that are affecting the growth of online trading and of what impact does it have with the current generation that we are in of e-commerce. What needs to be done to improve this particular trading in the city and within the city and champion it amongst the city dwellers. There is a lot coming in from there as internet service providers continue to set up smart poles of internet to connect Ugandans to the 5th generation internet or 5G, if I'm to put it in that way. But of course, the questions rotating around here are, does the cost of internet favor online trading in any way? Because if you're to look at that, online trading is more so under the kind of e-commerce that we are pushing for. And if we are to push for a cashless economy, sometimes you realize that when it goes to online trading, you always have to have data or internet connection with you to at least make sure you're actually trading or you are buying and trying to get a commodity or a good. So lots of details in there, but as we get deeper to understand online trading and the factors affecting the growth of it, we have this and more in this update.
Of trade has moved to the digital platforms a great deal. Now these smart poles improve the quality and coverage of internet connectivity, because in the buildings, as you can see, because they are reinforced, the transmission, the airwaves are slowed down by the walls that are reinforced. So by having the smart poles, the penetration of the building is improved and online sales increase. Taxes are enhanced. The economy is expanded. So with our pursuit of a smart city dream or objective, of course it has been poor because the buildings disrupt the movement of the airwaves. So, and even the walls of the buildings disrupt the transmission in the buildings. So online trade has been affected adversely. Now with this installation of the smart poles, the penetration, when you come downtown, you don't suffer network issues. You're able to maintain connectivity, you still have the network bars that you should have, and you can actually hold Zoom meetings, do online sales, which activities are important. They add on to the physical sales that normally happen, that are normally expected. So with this intervention or innovation, we are really supportive as KCC.
People who are working in basements, people who are working in arcades have previously complained of poor network. They are not able to send emails, they are not able to make calls. We heard your cries, and today we are here with ATC to make sure that we put those cries to rest. We have been able to install about 6 of them along Rome Street in Chikubo to ensure that the people who are trading, they are supported the same way as people who are in other areas that are not built up. When we build the mast on top of the building, then people on the ground are missing coverage. That is what we are solving today. To continue to reduce the cost of communication and improve the experience of our customers. People use the internet for trading, for lifestyle, for sporting. It is our job to ensure that as a telecom enabler, we deliver on that promise, and we are keeping that promise.
So ordinarily, we've been rolling out what we call a rooftop solution and a greenfield solution, which is a normal tower that you see when you drive across the country. But when you're on this street, there's no space for that kind of tower. So it is small, so you can fit it in small areas, and it will support people who are here that are doing online sales, because the experience is a lot faster. The data quality supports them to post pictures in a way that is quick, and they can get a faster customer response because the network provides a high quality data speed. So this solution serves this area very, very well, that everybody who is in the bank, who is in a shop, who is a boda rider, who is carrying something on behalf of a customer will have a good data and voice quality experience.
All right, and that is details to do with online trading and the factors affecting the growth of online trading in one way or the other. And now the coming up of 5G, is this going to be the solution to some of the problems that we have in regards to slow internet, and of course trying to at least see that traders embrace this kind of trading or tap into the e-commerce kind of trade. Joining me now, I have Barija Andrew in here to discuss more of this same matter. Yes, good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Jerome. Hi.
Good. Yeah. So by the look of things here, now we have 5G poles being set up in the capital, Airtel championing this particular move. When you look deeper in understanding this, where does this leave us as a country?
Well, I would first of all say, I don't think saying that updating 5G will be a solution, because first of all, how have we managed the 4G infrastructure, and we utilize it efficiently? And even before we came to the 4G, we had the H+, but the question is, I really don't think it all comes back to the infrastructure. If I have a 4G enabled network, and probably I have a favorable adjusted bandwidth, because bandwidth determines how fast, whereby you see like the internet is moving at let me say 100 MBs per second. You already see when you're downloading that aspect. So if the internet is slow to that extent on the 4G, so you cannot assure me that if you put a 5G that it will be, yes, it will be, the difference will be noticed, but it won't last for long, because if more jam gets onto the network, regardless of you having a 5G and you don't have a stable 5G infrastructure, I don't think it can really be a way out regarding that particular aspect. To me, it doesn't. What I would think is that the best ways is to ensure that you perfect which is already there. Just improve the infrastructure, because most of the traders that are operating in those buildings which are down in there, they seem not to have like that favorable internet. Let me say that it's quite a little bit so hard for them to catch up due to of course the structure of the walls. It makes it very, very thick, so that in turn doesn't really seem to be very favorable for them. But personally, I would think that one of the best reasons why this should be done is to ensure that they perfect the already existing infrastructure, the 4G infrastructure, and that would be made much more efficient in that way.
Well, of course, as we continue to have this particular kind of discussion here, you get to realize that a point of the kind of point that we are looking at and addressing here goes back to the issue to do with all those who are dealing with this kind of online business, and people who are actually best in online sales and all this. Will this be increased due to connectivity? Questions are high. Does this even expand the economy? You try to weigh all these options and try to see, but then going back to the biggest factor here will be rotating around the cost of the internet. And however much the internet speed may be updated or may upgrade in one way or the other, the question is internet connectivity. The question is now internet, the cost of internet in this country. I want to believe this is one of the reasons as to why there are lots of questions. I should say that this is one of the reasons as to why we most of the people are saying the cost of doing business online is high, not because of the smartphones or what, but the mere fact that once you are uploading a picture or once you are uploading a video of your own business, you have data. You're supposed to use some sort of data, or you need a data bundle, a data package, an internet package that you need to use, you as an individual. You see, every time you look at this, you realize it becomes very, very costly for the business people. And this is something that most of the traders feel it's better. Because if you look at the COVID-19 kind of situation, there were lots of businesses that were operating online. And it was because of the realistic perspective or point of view at the time that we had no travel, there were travel restrictions, and there is no way people could actually head to town and buy a certain product. So the best way was to order for it online, receive it. But after COVID-19, you do realize that most of the businesses decided to go back to the ordinary norm of just doing everything via the mainstream sort of doing things, whereby someone just goes to town, buys a product, goes back home. Or someone sees it being advertised, goes out, looks for it. And because at least some of the businesses or the business people realize maybe it is it's less effective as it used to be in COVID. But by the look of things, you did mention that we need to improve on the infrastructure. And the kind of infrastructure here means they have to set up poles. Yeah, this is for the 5G, for example, because as we're upgrading to the 5th generation of the internet. You realize they have to be setting up poles per distance.
Yeah, but which is okay. I mean, actually, I feel like saying put 5G is, I don't think, okay, it will be the ultimate solution, but in the short run. But if I look at something that is going to be very sustainable, it's like saying that you want, let me say, to get something new, and you think it will work for you better, yet you've not really used the former object. For example, it could be a car, and the reason why it didn't work for you is because you didn't carry out proper maintenance. You're thinking that you want a shortcut, like, okay, let me get something new. But when you can, because I believe the 4G for Uganda's case is more of, it is still okay. I don't, that internet speed can be adjusted in a way. So running to 5G, sometimes I want to believe that it's more of, if they're using their money, it's okay. But if they're just using that as a way of trying to lobby money, to get money from, from the different funders to help them install, to be like, our internet is not this, we need 5G poles. And 5G, that means comes with much more expense, if you're really to look into that. And we also need to know that 5G has lots of those excessive radiations. And the challenge is that however much we are trying to embrace it as, it's okay, it is very fast, but in the future, we are likely to have more people making business out of health, treating the health related conditions that come alongside the 5G. So as we are getting into 5G, are people even aware about, yes, we need the money, sensitization, and what traders need to make money, but I think there also need to be health precautions on how this the 5G network can really be handled, because we don't take this matter seriously in our countries, but I believe they have an impact in the long run on what they're going to impact on the health. Because I'll tell you the truth, the 5G came along when it became so popular. That was 2020, during the first COVID-19, and it's reported that some of the deaths of the people that died abruptly, which were attributed to COVID-19, there was a play of the 5G radiations into that. So however much we want to run the businesses online, but which is okay, we need this. But I look into the other side of needing to perfect the infrastructure which is already existing, and also getting to find ways you can minimize the possible damages these radiations. As long as we need to make business, we also need to be healthy, we need to be alive. So because I don't want to see people making money out of treating the diseases that are associated with these radiations of the different networks. That's my opinion regarding that matter of the online trading. But however, we need to embrace it as as a nation, as a trader. But there are quite so many other options. If we could perfect our 5G, we adjust the speed of our 5G, I really think it would be much more of a brilliant idea. Rushing to 5G, well, of course the rest of the world is adjusting there because the systems that they operate really involve that. Some of these countries entirely operate on internet, so that's why it is that way. So that is what I can really say about that.
All right, and of course there are lots of questions rotating around whether the economy will improve if traders keep on embracing this kind of online trading, and will the cost of internet in any way help later on or favor the online trading? But the move is already with 5G. The 5G network does look to be the way forward in the next few years to come, as most of the developed countries already switched up there, and now here the telecommunication companies, especially the internet service providers, are working hard to ensure that their subscribers are ushered into the 5G or the 5th generation of the internet in there. Now, with that particular update coming to an end, we do realize that now not only should we think about online trading, but you should as well think about online investment. And how do you do that? By just using your smartphone, *292#. You can quickly invest in securities, and Zabu is giving you that chance today to invest. And you can as well invest in government bonds, for example, by just using 15,000 Ugandan shillings. You can kickstart off your investment journey. The markets are now open. They open at 8:15 a.m. and they will be closing at 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time. Please do note that these markets are fully closed during the weekends and open, that is during only from Monday to Friday. So please do note that it's high chances for you to invest in these particular government bonds and other securities. Zabu, my money, my future. After the break, when we do return, I will be giving you more updates coming in from sports business, as Parija Andrew will be taking you through the entertainment business. Good morning.